Before we get started with the All-Star Race, we're about to see which one of these hungry drivers will race their way into the main show in the GAMERNR All-Star Open. They'll have 14 laps to fight for just 3 spots that will grant a transfer into the big race later tonight. This will also be the largest field we see this weekend, with 22 cars taking the green this afternoon. It's likely that not all of them will remain at the end, so with the stakes high and a chance at glory on the line, how hard will we see this group battle in their time to shine? Benedict Murder IV and Chicago native Peter on Jack lead the field to the line. Green flag is out. The All-Star Night is underway. It's important to make moves. Lap 1 into this 14-lap event. And you're seeing that throughout the field. They are 3 wide into turn number 3 for the transfer spot. Now this could lead to some treacherous situations as the 04 and 8 head into the wall. The 24 also almost spinning around. But leading them back to the caution, it was Jay Jefferson, and making sure that they don't crash under caution here with the 62 going way wide. Trying to stay out of trouble. Smart move there. But yeah, lap 1, always the most dangerous. As Jefferson leads them back to the caution flag. Pre-McShane involved in the first accident of the All-Star Night. We'll take a look at what happened. So 3 and 4, those are the calamity corners here at Chicagoland Speedway. The 15 drifts up. There's just not a lot of grip here. And that creates a sandwich. The 8, the 04, 15. That gets the 8 around in front of the 04, McShane. The 16 and 24 also make contact, but no real major damage to that 24 car. As McShane continues to spin, drifts it through the grass. The 8 comes off with the wall as well. Fun to see these cars slip and slide at Chicagoland, but it also leads to more wrecks. As Skylar Taylor slides up into Freeman Jr., and Pre-McShane also gets collected. He'll fall hard into the wall. And the 8 not as much damage. And that's where the 24 and 16 came in. They kind of got into an arrow formation themselves, with Ormond in the middle. But for the most part, the 8 and 04, McShane, Freeman Jr., the ones to get the worst of that accident. Regardless, lap 1, we are under caution for the first time in the All-Star event. You guys back to the restart in the open. All right, there is the 1 to go. No one out from that accident, but Christian Vargas experienced a header issue during the caution, so he has retired from this open and will not make it into the All-Star race. But right now it is Jay Jefferson in the 48 leading. In third, it is Aiden Martin. In second is Aiden Martin. Third is Cody Goforth. And I'm thinking that as 2 JJ Motorsports cars transferring in the open as of now, meaning that all 3 of them could have a chance to make their way into the All-Star race, with Cologne locked in after this struggle season. Fourth, it is Nathan Stapleton, and rounding out the top 5, it is Lane Thomas. But Jay Jefferson approaches the green flag, back racing in the open. Goforth, the first one to pull high. Lane Thomas follows suit. And now, for the transfer spot, it is the 67 of Nathan Stapleton. Now Aiden Martin making a move down low for the lead, with Lane Thomas trying to look for third. All is not lost for Goforth. He is no longer on the inside, actually. That's Martinez making a move to the inside of him. Now Lane Thomas for the lead. Look out, Jefferson. He might try to split it here, but he chooses not to. Goes up behind the 5. Now he does try to split it into turn number 3. Can he get the run in the middle? Slides up into the 5. That might put the 5 in the wall. And Martin drops back to 4th. On Jack making his way back up here. Right now your top 3. Stapleton, Thomas, Jefferson. But On Jack knocking on the door of the All-Star Race for the second time from the open. Makes a move down low, tries to get to the inside of Jefferson. Look out back there, a slide and a spin from the 62 and the 89. I think I saw a car do a 360 in the air back there. That might have been the 21 of Roberto Ground Jr. But to the flag, Lane Thomas, Stapleton, and the 48 of Jay Jefferson. And I'm not quite sure if we'll go to a green-white checkered here, but just in case, we are going to enable it. So yeah, another caution in this race, and it's a whole lot bigger than the first one. Many cars involved. Benedict Murray IV, your pole sitter. McShane, maybe some more damage. That's another MW racing car. Thomas Pelagia pulls down pit road. We get a replay of this one and get to the conclusion of the All-Star Open once we come back. So here it is, 3 and 4 once again. The lack of grip proving to be very treacherous as the 89 slides up into the 28. That's Smith and Martinez, and then Murder the 4th ends up getting collected, but Martinez gets away. And look at this, that is a terrible impact into the outside wall. And then watch this. A full flip for Crown Jr. in the air and comes back down on all 4 wheels. There's Pelagia up there also spinning. We'll have to see how that happened. And if any of these guys up here gets collected, that's Thomas on the outside. He does indeed get some damage. Kiani's in this right here in this picture. That is 6 cars in this accident. But a wild one in the All-Star Open. And this is the race with the most cars this weekend. And it's shown these drivers want to get in this race. And there's a whole lot of them. A better view of it here. It kind of looks like the 20 moves down a tiny bit, but that is mainly the 89 as Aiden Smith moving up. Turn the 28 down into the 62, and this is a very hard impact. The way the energy transfers from the front to the rear, the 62, and I think what allows the 21 to never hit the ground is the rear end of the 89. It looks like actually Kiani makes it through. No, he doesn't. He hits the rear end of the 21. But right now, here it is in real time. And here's the 02 getting collected. That is how it happened. Just barely clipped the rear end of the 89 and sent him into the outside wall. Back to the angle we saw at first. This time focused on the 89 and 28 completely. Saw it happening in the back. And it is a miracle that the 28 got away and is able to keep 5th. I can't say the same for quite a few of these cars caught up in the big one in the open. From Lynn Bell's onboard. See the 28 and 89 slide down, slide back up, and back down again, leading Bell to be involved in this accident. But let's go ahead and see how this one ends and who will advance into the All-Star Race. Alright, so the one to go has been taken. And it is Thomas Pelagia, Benedict Murdo IV, Roberto Ground Jr., and Mathis Wells out of this one. And this will be a natural 2 to go restart. No green-white checkered unless we get another caution in one lap. So Lane Thomas, your current leader, right now doing very well in points. He'll love to make it in and be up there with the winners so far this season, as well as Evan Hunter, the champion, and the previous All-Star Race winner, Stephen Colon. Second place is a bit of an underdog. It is Nathan Stapleton, but driving for a team with a car already in the race. And in third, it is Jay Jefferson trying to become the second JJ Motorsports car to be in the main event. And in fourth, Peter Onjak trying to transfer into his second All-Star race from the Open. And same goes with Kirsten Martinez, who won this race last season. We are back green, and immediately the 48 moves high, leaving room for the 36 down low. Now that puts Onjak into third, transferring into the All-Star race, almost into the quarter panel, goes Onjak of the 67. As the 45 on the outside falls like a rock and out of the transfer spot. As we take the white flag under green, 1 lap to go in the All-Star Open. 3 wide for second. Down on the apron went a couple of those guys, but Onjak trying to do everything he can from the outside to make it into this race. Stapleton's got the win and the Open in hand, but right now the transfer is going to be handed to the 45 of Lane Thomas, who is the final entry into the All-Star race, and joining Kirsten Martinez and your All-Star Open winner, Nathan Stapleton. And a heartbreaker there for guys who had it late. Jefferson and Onjak. The 5 was also in contention, but just missed out. Got 4th. Looked like the 1 was making a dive bomb move in the back. Got down on the apron, had to check up a little bit. That ended up putting him out of contention for this one. And DJ Reed also in 7th. He will not make it into his second All-Star race. Cody Goforth fell back to 10th. And the rest of the finishing results here, mainly people who have been retired from the race, left on that screen. But that was a very fun Open. A lot of battling for that last spot. And those 14 lap dashes are not going anywhere, as half the field will compete in duel number 1 for the All-Star race, and that will include Stapleton, Martinez, and Thomas. There'll be some of the drivers will be in one of those two duels that will determine the qualifying order for the All-Star race. So we'll be back with duel number 1. The day has turned tonight at Chicagoland Speedway as we're getting set to do duel number 1 to determine the qualifying order for the inside lane of the All-Star race. On the pole for duel 1 is Zachary DeLolo in the 29. To his outside, it is the 63 of Lotus Espirito. Third is Open transferee Kirsten Martinez. Fourth, in a similar fashion, it is Lane Thomas. Fifth, it is Open winner Nathan Stapleton. In sixth, it is Carlos Sastry. And rounding out the top 7 is Colin Teague. Pace cars in. Green flag in duel 1. And so far, DeLello with a good jump over the 28. And we know Kirsten Martinez has a strong car. She was able to recover from a near spin that put her back in 5th for the final restart and get all the way back to 2nd. As she draws closer to the bumper of the 29, trying to take the lead in this duel. She ducks to the inside, 3 wide back there for what I would believe is 5th. But it's back there in the pack. So those guys fighting for every spot they can get. Martinez not able to make the move. Instead, here comes Lotus Brito, but she moves back in line. Now with teammate Nathan Stapleton right behind, he's going to make a move to the inside line. So 3rd place gets stolen here. Here's Martinez trying something a little different. And you'll see these drivers experiment here at Chicagoland. Either that, or they're washing up in the corner from some plain mistakes. There's DeLello going up high. Martinez just trying every way she can to close in on DeLello. They all run in a single file line, evenly spaced through 3 and 4. And now down the front stretch, they try to close in on each other. We'll see who's the first to make a move to try and gain a spot. It looks like back there it'll be Kyle Stride to the inside of Colin Teague for 6th, but I'm not quite sure that that's going to stick. But right now, to the inside goes Stapleton for 2nd. That's going to die out on the inside. To the inside goes the 28, it looked like, for a second there. Goes behind the 29 for now. Trying again through 1 and 2. Teammates battle once again for 3rd. The move did not work for the lead. Trying again is the 28. Once again had to let off the throttle. A little bit low on the wall there. The 28 now to the outside. That's going to let the 67 and 63 catch back up. Lane Thomas trying to make moves through the field. Almost made a hole where there wasn't. Now with the pack bunched up once again, the draft might make it a little bit easier for these guys to make moves, but look at the 63 have to check up on the inside. DeLello in the wall again. On the inside, it's Stapleton. 3 wide for the lead. The 28 washes up in the corner. Has to settle for 3rd. As she goes up, pushes the 29 of DeLello. Now will she go back down low? Yes. And Teague almost got turned there. DeLello keeps the lead. Right now, very hard to pass that 29 car. And maybe just very hard to pass in general. Top 3 has stayed relatively the same throughout this event. But Colin Teague, who started last, up to 4th. That's promising. And Lane Thomas starting to struggle back there. To the inside for the lead, it is Stapleton once again. And this might stick. He's going to take it away on the inside on the front stretch and clear. The 29 sends it. DeLello retains 2nd spot. Here comes Teague in the 99 to 3rd. Trying to complete last to 1st. Oh, but sideways through the corner. We'll have to step back to 4th. Maybe even go back to 5th. It's a 63 with a big run on the front stretch. And to the inside. The 42 and 45 pretty much out of contention to gain any positions. Here comes DeLello once again. He will not be denied. Makes contact with Stapleton. Contact again. Trading paint in duel 1. Martinez once again looking for that clean air on the inside. Making that 3 wide move again. And DeLello looking like he might get that spot away from Stapleton. Stapleton trying to charge on the outside. It will not work. DeLello back to the lead. And now with 2 to go, he'll create a good gap here with the 67 in the wall. Leading the 28 to the inside. back to second. And Teague, now for sure, to third. As both the leaders wash up. Made corner. Heading to the white flag this time. Oh my goodness, that was a huge checkup for the 28. I think that car just snapped. Something happened for Martinez. And that has gifted the 29 the dual win. Essentially. As that is a... Oh, into the wall goes Astray on the final lap. Along with Desperado. But racing back to the line. DeLello's got this one in hand. The 99 running up high, but it will not matter. Trying everything he can. He gets into the wall, into the line. DeLello will be your dual one winner. Colin Teague comes back second. Nathan Stapleton ended up getting third. Kirsten Martinez back to fourth. Lane Thomas in fifth. And the 42 involved in a two-car accident with himself and Desperado, but remember, you can roll out that backup for the main event, so he may have crashed here and will have to make some sort of repair to the main car. All he has to do is pull out the backup if this one isn't able to be repaired, although it doesn't look like any terminal damage done to that 42. So that is duel 1 complete, and DeLello your winner. He will start on the pole for the All-Star Race, and everyone else will start 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th, and 13th. We'll go ahead and cut to duel number 2. Alright, here we are for duel number 2, where everyone not in duel 1 will compete for spots on the outside of the qualifying order for the All-Star Race. And this one, it is Roger Ray on the pole. Second, it is Season 1 All-Star Race winner, Stephen Colon. Third is the Homestead winner this season, Hector Garcia. Fourth, Evan Hunter in the number 11, your Season 1 champion. Fifth, the winner of the Bend, Victor Nunez. Sixth, Mesa Barin winner, Anthony McClure. And seventh, Talladega winner, Lexi Herman. Alright, coming to the line as the base car goes in. Duel 1, it was a Nova Sport car that could not be stopped. Could Roger Ray take this momentum from the team and carry them to a front row lockout? As Ray immediately blocks the high lane, leaving them to battle for second side by side. Garcia makes the move into P2 with Nunez not far behind, but a huge run into 3 will get him to the inside of Ray, but he'll have to back off and keep second, although Ray kind of scrapes the wall off of turn number 4. Here's the 25 once again, Stephen Colon. They make contact through 1 and 2, almost in the wall. They do go in the wall. It's Garcia only, but the 25 came close, and now the top 2 break away, basically the top 1, but Colon is away from the pack. They are going crazy in the back here with McClure and Hunter, I believe, making contact back there. That's the 53 and 18 making contact, and around goes Nunez on the backstretch. I believe that'll bring out the caution. Yes, it will. But Nunez for sure gonna get back into it. So Ray's advantage is gone. Colon will line up second. Lexi Herman third. Evan Hunter fourth. Anthony McClure fifth. And Hector Garcia sixth. As the 18 makes its way around to the front straightaway to take the caution flag after spinning out off the nose of Hector Garcia. We're going to take a real quick replay of this accident. Not really much to show. Maybe a couple camera angles and get back to this restart. So up here, a side-by-side battle with Nunez and Herman leads to these two making contact, and Hector Garcia probably sees that and thinks, I can make him 3-wide move to the inside. This is my shot. But gets to the quarter panel of the 18 instead of the door and ends up spinning out Victor Nunez on the backstretch. But no damage at all to that 18. And there are only 7 cars in that race. So Nunez can certainly make his way back up here and end up contending for a strong spot. When I think of people who were involved in a single car spin but got to line up near the front of the field, I think of Anderson Reed, who ended up winning the Body Armor 300 in Season 1. As the 18 spins around on the back straightaway with no other cars getting collected and no damage in sight, Nunez can end up pulling the spin and win in duel number 2. But just 14 laps in this event, and what will be around, I want to say, 6, 7, 8 to go. You'll have very little time to make up. And this is not Daytona. We saw how difficult it was to pass in duel number 1 with the car count being so low. We'll see how he fares in the remainder of this race. All right, heading to the green flag. The first caution in a duel thus far. Roger Ray led them to the caution flag with a huge lead. It is erased as now Stephen Colon, who won the last time we were here at Chicagoland Speedway, trails right behind. Lexi Herman in 3rd, Evan Hunter 4th, Anthony McClure 5th, Hector Garcia 6th, and Victor Nunez in 7th. Back green, look at those moves to the outside once again. Herman trying to make up spots on the outside. Ray blocks the outside. And now it is Colon with help from Evan Hunter and the 54 of Anthony McClure going to the inside through 3 and 4. Now just a bit of a window for the 11 to pull to the inside of Colon. Ray in the wall, but he keeps the lead on the outside. Garcia trying to cut his way back through the field. He also was put back in the running order due to that spin. As that slowed him down, put him back to 6. He's trying to make his way back up here. But now Evan Hunter once again trying to go for the lead through 3 and 4. Does not end up getting it. As Ray once again pushing it towards the wall. That draws Hunter in once again. Here comes Colon for 3rd on Herman. And now I think he's going to get it here. They nearly end up trading paint through the corner, but now Hunter takes away the lead. Now Ray back inside. The 2 Novasport cars on the inside. No. Herman moves back up. Now back low. Now lower as she tries to go to the inside of Ray for the lead. But just no one down there to give a shove. And that's going to allow Evan Hunter to use the outside to pull back to 2nd. And now it looked like to the inside for the lead, but maybe he was just searching for clean air. Now he's going to take the move down to the inside. Slide up. Contact. Sideways through 1 and 2. But they stay in it. All right, Roger Ray leads at 2 to go. Lexi Herman trying to get 3rd away, or 2nd away. It would be 3rd in the All-Star race. As she wrestles the 11 out of the way, and now Hector Garcia goes for a spin. And with the green-white checker rule, we are going to overtime. Hunter has one last shot to get a better lineup for this restart. It will not happen. Your top 2 are Roger Ray and Lexi Herman. So Hector Garcia and Victor Nunez involved in another one. And this time it is going to cause the 18 to be forced to go to a backup for the All-Star race. As he pulls his main car into the garage. And he will be done for duel number 2. So a bit of a heavier accident this time around in the second duel, our second caution of this race. Forces us to go to a green-white checkered in the duel. We'll see what happened to bring out this game-changing caution. Making a move stick at Chicagoland is a matter of sending it or backing off. Garcia chose to send it on Cologne, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And they end up going towards the wall now. And this has just popped back into my memory. You recall to the Season 1 All-Star Race. Garcia got spun out by Cologne, and it did not bring out a caution. The 31 might have been trying to repay that favor, but, I mean, the 31 got the worst end of the stick, and technically the 18 did, but out of those two, Garcia did. And now, I mean, if he wants to get that payback in the All-Star race, he'll have to recover from a dismal starting position, as a wrecked race car in this race will force him to what will probably be a backup. So often with this side-by-side battling at Chicagoland Speedway, you see drivers move up the racetrack and make contact with the guy up top. And that is the case to bring out what could be the final caution in duel number 2, and it results in a spin from Hector Garcia and heavy front-end damage to Victor Nunez. Alright, back at Chicagoland for what is hopefully the final restart. Victor Nunez has indeed retired from this race. He will be starting in the last position for the All-Star race. But Roger Ray, your leader, right behind it is Lexi Herman. We'll see if Herman tries to keep a Nova Sport 1-2 or if she'll try and go for the win. Evan Hunter and Cologne are right there if something happens to these two. As 2 laps remain, here comes Herman already. Wasting no time, turns 1 and 2. And down the backstretch. Oh, but a big check up on the inside. We'll see how Ray fares with the wall. He doesn't even touch it. As he can clear down the front stretch. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go in duel 2. Oh, up the track goes Herman. Almost into the quarter panel of her teammate. And now, Hunter with the move on the inside. Can this work? He checks up, makes contact with Ray. It'll be a side-by-side battle to see who will get the second spot for the duel. It will be Ray on the outside. And man, if that is the finish for a duel, we'll have to see how things go in the main event. As 41 laps, 14 drivers. We'll see who comes out on top. As making a correction, Lexi Herman, if she got second spot, she would have ended up 4th, but that is not the case. She ends up 3rd. She will qualify 6th in the All-Star race. Qualifying 8th, it is Stephen Cologne. 10th, it'll be Anthony McClure. 12th, Hector Garcia. And 14th, dead last, Victor Nunez. But what this is a Nova Sport lockout for the front row. Zachary DeLello in 1st and Roger Ray in 2nd. Evan Hunter made his way up there, made things interesting, split up the Nova Sport duo, and ended up in second, just 0.03 away from the win. But he can come back from the 4th spot in the All-Star race to try and see if he can win the main event. Because after all, that's the race that matters. Let's see who will win at Chicagoland, the 2nd All-Star race at GAMERNR. It's time for the spectacle we've waited all night for. The field is set and lined up at the exit of pit road, ready to take the green in the 2nd GAMERNR All-Star Race. The podium finishers from the Open join the 9 winners this season, defending champion Evan Hunter and defending All-Star winner Stephen Colon in a field of 14 for one unforgettable show. The racing was exciting for sure in the Open and the duels, but make no mistake, we are just getting started. These drivers have very little patience in getting to the front at this very slick track, and making up positions will surely become a matter of who can send it and make it stick, in addition to just simply being the last man standing. Zachary DeLello and Roger Ray will make up the front row after winning their respective duels, establishing themselves as the one to beat, but there are plenty of racers behind them who have the speed to contend, notably Kirsten Martinez, Lexi Herman, and even Evan Hunter, who has a great shot to return to his winning form. The Chicago fans rise to their feet as the field approaches the line. Green flag is out, we're racing in the All-Star race. There's a great launch by Zach DeLello on the start. He's going to clear high, leaving the 49 of Roger Ray in his rear view mirror. Now this is where a lot of drivers get caught up. We were seeing it in all the other races. Turns 3 and 4 on the first lap. They slide up, but they stay clean. DeLello seemed to have scraped the wall just a little bit there, but he will lead lap number 1 nonetheless. Evan Hunter climbing through the field, trying to make his way to 2nd after qualifying in the 4th position. But it looks like Ray will get the run before him, and he'll go to the inside, trying to take the lead away. He puts the 29 up the racetrack. I believe he narrowly missed the wall, but at the line, DeLello leads it, and the shove was given to the 49 through the corner. Then the 11 moved up to the 29, and now moves down low, 3 wide for the lead. DeLello clears up top again. Lexi Herman making her way into this battle. The 11 washes up the racetrack, falls now to what could be 4th. As the Nova Sport drivers get away on the top side. Look out, Kirsten Martinez making it 4 wide. That's Colon making it 4 wide. Martinez making it 3 wide originally, but again, here goes Roger Ray for the lead. We know these two have fast cars. They won their duels. And DeLello scrapes the wall. But now the 11 will be the one to pounce on Roger Ray instead of Ray pouncing on your leader. And DeLello might be under fire from Evan Hunter here, as I think I saw some contact heading out of 2. Oh, sliding up is the 28 into the 49. Aggressive racing. They're both in the wall. And that is going to clog up the field back here. But look back up here. And nearly getting turned around is DeLello on the nose of the 11. I don't think he meant to do that. Just wanted to rough him up right there on the quarter panel. But that puts Evan Hunter, what could be on the dominant lane, and a spin in the back is going to collect Lane Thomas and possibly the 54 of Anthony McClure. Under caution for the first time tonight, they already took the yellow flag. And we made 6 laps under green. That's Colin Teague, who might have some side end damage from this accident, but it also could be from hitting the wall off of turn number 4. So Anthony McClure, heading through 3 and 4, gets a run to the inside, gets down below Teague. Teague slides up the racetrack to accommodate. In fact, they both slide up the racetrack, the 54 and 99. And they're going to head into the wall. And just those 3 drivers involved. Lane Thomas probably gets the worst of it. He got some front end damage in addition to the side impact that he had. And the other 2, I believe, just hit the wall. Passenger side first. And this is also going to be an interesting view of that save that DeLillo had down the backstretch. But while that was happening, yeah, you see the 99 get up the racetrack. Just a racing incident. The last 2 corners have been the trouble spot all night, and it's bitten 3 drivers so far in the All-Star race. As the 45, 99, and 54 slide into the outside wall. We are under caution for the first time in the All-Star race. We'll get you guys back to the restart. Alright, welcome back to Chicagoland Speedway. An update with those involved in the accident. Lane Thomas, the only one to retire. He will finish the All-Star race in 14th. But to the line, in a surprising move, Evan Hunter was able to pass on the outside. He put DeLillo on the inside down the backstretch with a fairly interesting move that involved him getting to the quarter pedals, almost spinning him to the inside, but not quite. And that was able. Oh, and that's the 63 pulling down low with the possible mechanical issue. So Lotus Espirito also most likely out of contention in this race as she pulls it down for some sort of repairs just as we are about to take the green flag, but heading back to the front of the pack. The 29 as Zachary DeLillo led most of this event. Wasn't able to be passed on the inside, but once someone got up on that top groove, that's what finally got him back to second. Kirsten Martinez up to third. Roger Ray back to 4th, and Lexi Herman sits in the 5th position. Back green here at Chicagoland, and DeLillo saw the way that the 11 passed him on the outside, tried dipping up high, but then he's going to make the crossover down low. That this might work because the 28 looks to be committing to pushing that 29 car out front. And it will work. DeLillo will clear to the lead. But Hunter trying to fight back on the outside. Here's the 28 once again. And Hunter slams the wall that time around. Now just 9 laps to go until that halfway caution. Or just about. Your new leader is the 28 of Martinez with that 3-wide move through turns 3 and 4. And now look at this gaggle of cars back here. Herman slides up, gets the 11 around. And that's another Murdo driver involved in an accident. And DeLillo trying to make up any spots he can. Dove down below the apron and took second away from Roger Ray. If he had it originally, we'll have to see. As we didn't quite catch that. Focused on the wreck, but Evan Hunter contending for the lead just a few laps earlier, caught up in an accident a few laps later. Second caution of the night. We'll check out what happened. So this is going to first materialize down the back straightaway. where Hector Garcia makes a move to the inside of Lexi Herman in an area where they're already 3 wide. And Herman will be the one sliding up into the 67, and that gets Evan Hunter into the outside wall, probably with the most damage, but Nathan Stapleton also involved in this one. Same with Lexi Herman, who I believe just loses track position, doesn't get any significant damage, and what happened up there was the 29 almost getting into the 28 to turn himself around, but he ends up saving it and coming back up in front of the 49. So he didn't pass him, he just stayed in front of him after some pretty significant contact with the 28, who was in the outside wall. And right here is another interesting angle. As you see, barely the 31 might have gotten into Lexi Herman, pushing her up the racetrack. So it might just not have been a deal of accommodating for being 4 wide middle, but instead being bumped up the racetrack just a little bit by someone who qualified out back, trying to make up spots. And that has gotten Nathan Stapleton and Evan Hunter in the wall. We'll see if any of them will retire from this race, but I don't believe that will be the case. But regardless, under caution for the second time tonight as we approach that halfway yellow. Back live here at Chicagoland Speedway. Your current leader now is Kirsten Martinez over the 29 of Zachary DeLello. Both times Zachary DeLello has lined up second for these restarts. He has been able to take the lead back at some point. Roger Ray sits in third, and Hector Garcia now fourth, looking for some revenge in the All-Star Race after nearly winning it last season. Fifth place, it is Victor Nunez in the number 18, and in sixth, it is your defending All-Star Race winner, Stephen Colon. Could make some more spots, try to go back-to-back in a season where he hasn't had much success, and JJ Motorsports hasn't had much success. Lexi Herman, bit of a fall from grace, currently sits 7th. And in 8th, it is Carlos Estrada, qualified out back. And it is showing here. And involved in accidents, the 54, the 99. Involved in that first one. And Nathan Stapleton and Evan Hunter involved in the second. And out is the 63 with a suspension issue, so that caution issue that the 63 had was terminal to that car. And she could not continue. But the pace car is in. Just a few more laps till we get the caution on lap 20. They'll race it back. We'll be under caution for the third time tonight on lap 21. Unless something happens, which something might be happening with the 18 of Victor Nunez right at the start. But the 29 will go to the lead once again on the restart from second place. And here's a big move by Garcia, making it 3 wide down low. It worked for Kirsten Martinez when she did it, but Martinez will clear on the top side. We'll have to see through another pair of corners if Hector Garcia will do the same. Right now, out and away is the 29 of Zachary DeLello. And Garcia up the racetrack. Contact back there for what I believe is 7th place with Carlos Estrada and Stephen Colon. But now for the lead, once again, is Kirsten Martinez trying to be the leader of another restart. Maybe this time someone other than DeLello can lead heading into the back straightaway. But DeLello with a good jump heading into the 4th corner. All right, we have taken the white flag in this stage. The battle now will be for second as Hector Garcia pulls down low on the 28, slides up, and look at the run that the 28 of Martinez is going to get on DeLello. Side by side to the line, it will be the 29 leading the back. A bit of contact between those two. They did get into it earlier in this race. So DeLello leads them back to the halfway caution. And this was implemented to kind of prevent the runaway we saw last season. But there has been some cautions nonetheless to try and spice things up as DeLello takes the lead back from the 28 as Martinez kind of sped up there under caution. But as the field paces around with nothing to review, we'll just get straight back to the racing after this restart, or after this caution concludes. Alright, we received the 1 to go once more. And your leader still is Zachary DeLello with a challenge from the 28 of Kirsten Martinez now. Not quite sure if drivers will see the move that she made, the move that probably Evan Hunter made, even on the outside to try and gain momentum. That could be the way to close the gap. Obviously, passing on the inside works as well, but you have to have momentum down there. Hector Garcia in third. Lexi Herman made her way back up to fourth. And Roger Ray back to fifth. Stephen Colon still sixth. The 42 of Clive Sostai seventh. And now, I'm not quite sure if the 18 missed a shift or something on the restart, but he has fallen back all the way back to last. So the field had to cut their way through the 18. Made some evasive maneuvers, and it might be the same thing this restart as the rest of the field. Even the damaged cars pull away. But now heading down low is the 28 once again on the quarter panel, the 29. Now a side-by-side battle for second. Here comes Garcia, and now Colon makes his way into the top four. Hunter 3 wide. This damage is not affecting him too bad, as he is still trying to make up track position. Colon now on the inside for third. Garcia trying to make a move down there for the lead, but it won't quite work. DeLello slams the wall. The top three now under a blanket, bumper to bumper. These two make the same move almost at the same time. 3 wide through 1 and 2. Contact for the lead. Still rubbing. Trading paint through 1 and 2. Now, how will things shake up heading into turns 3 and 4? To the 28 down low, but oh, she'll get in the wall and go around. And on the front stretch, one of your top contenders of the night, backwards, up against the outside wall. They've taken the caution already. And this race has found itself turned upside down as one of your leaders spins out. So heading into the third and fourth corners, the 28, Kirsten Martinez, is going to make a dive bomb move to the inside. But while this is happening, look at the run that Colon is getting up top as the 28 tries to clear back behind the 31. Colon is there, and Martinez ends up in the wall. Colon ends up losing a few spots from this as well, before he crosses the line. So this is the effect of him as well. But yeah, in making that move to the inside and then finding a way to clear back up in time. I don't think the 28 Martinez knew that she didn't have enough time or enough space to clear up and get behind the 31, and instead she spins around off the nose of the 25. And let's see how many spots Cologne loses. Back to fourth, back to fifth, and at the line, back to sixth. From the rear camera, Hector Garcia, who Martinez is trying to get ahead of, but to no avail. But regardless, we earned a caution for the third time for cause tonight, the fourth time total. Alright, we have received the one to go once more. DeLolo continues to lead. Hector Garcia is now second. And third, Lexi Herman climbed her way back to the top three. In fourth, it is Carlos Sestrai, your winner at New Smyrna. And in fifth, how about this? Evan Hunter, after getting involved in an accident earlier. He must have went to work to repair that damage, and he is now in the fifth position, up in the top five, and could possibly contend for this win. And sixth place, Stephen Colon, who was previously up there with the top three. Something happened, and he has been relegated back to sixth place. And behind everyone but Victor Nunez, it is the 28 of Kirsten Martinez. But not a lot of damage, I suspect, to that 28 car. So we'll see if she'll be able to make her way through the field. Already trying things on this restart. Now to the inside. Trying is the 31, and we've seen people try that multiple times on that 29 car specifically. And that's twice in a row, I believe, on restarts alone. But now, side by side down the front stretch for the lead, give it to the 31. Bit of a backup there. Back of the pack, 3 wide for a spot. But now DeLolo trying to make the crossover work. It's not going to. As we get to the end of this race, less than 10 laps remaining, DeLolo will take first away and clear, with Garcia getting into the wall. Now Hector Garcia closes in again. Tries the inside. But in 3 and 4 slides up. DeLolo slaps the wall again. Oh, look at this. Around goes Cologne. And, oh no, he almost saved it. No. He was this close. You hate to see that. Take out a couple contenders, but yeah, they did not race it back. They already took the caution flag. But wow. I mean, he almost had that car saved. We've got to take a few looks at that one and then get to what could be the final restart coming up on the end of this race. So same deal we've seen all night. That car on the very bottom, it very rarely works. Isn't often that they are able to stick it down there. As the 25 moves up into the 53, leaving room for Hunter, but now Hunter is going to move up the racetrack just a little bit into Cologne. Now then, Cologne takes a wild spin through the infield, and then watch this. Does a full loop back up, but then collects the 67 with heavy front end damage. That ends up sending him around, collecting Evan Hunter and Colin Teague, and I mean that breaks my heart to see because that was almost one of the coolest saves I've seen, but nonetheless, got involved in another accident. There goes the 25 down to the infield, and right here I'm thinking he can get this saved. He gets back up the asphalt, corrects it, but then 67, I don't really blame him. Didn't exactly expect a spinning car to come up right in front of him completely straight, but man, you gotta wonder what could have been. And to put that into perspective, here's the roof cam of the 67. I bet he thought he'd come back up into the 11 before hitting him, but wow, not the case. So we've seen now a car do a vertical 360 in the air, ending up upside down for a split second, then coming back on all four wheels, and now a horizontal spin through the infield. Backwards for a moment, then gets the car saved, and unfortunately ends up getting collected. And that, I assume, will take Nathan Stapleton out of the race, as well as possibly a couple others, but we'll have to see once we get back live at Chicagoland for this conclusion of the All-Star Race. Alright, here we are back live at Chicagoland. The only one out from that is the 67 and Roger Ray, out with the valve issue. He will finish 12th, but we are coming to 3 to go in the All-Star Race. DeLola first, Garcia second, Herman third, and don't look now, but Kirsten Martinez already back to 4th. And it was a good launch by DeLola that time around. Didn't let anyone get to the inside of him that time. But down the backstretch, Garcia's trying to reel him in. Gets to the inside, and a fairly clean corner by them both so far. DeLola keeps it off the wall. Garcia refrains from sliding up. 2 to go. To the inside goes Garcia again. This might be a 2-horse race, as the two back there continue to battle for 3rd. Can Garcia clear? Oh, they wreck each other! No way! And going by is the 53 of Lexi Herman. And I believe we enabled green-white checkers in time, and for the second All-Star race in a row, the leaders get into it late in the going. Just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder. And if your jaw isn't on the floor, then I don't know what will put it there. Alright, let's see what happened here as we go to our green-white checkered to finish this race. So Garcia, he knows that it's late, he knows he's running out of time, and he knows that he's making these moves on the inside, and he's trying to make them work. This time in a 3 and 4, he gets a good launch, and he knows he's got to be aggressive when clearing, but then just a little bit too aggressive there, and he gets himself into the wall. Same with DeLolo, and both of these guys are going to be out of contention for the All-Star Race win. Chances are the 31 doesn't clear up here. He doesn't end up winning the race, but you got to make that move. You got to make sure you're clear. And man, it just didn't work out this time for Hector Garcia. Here's this move in slow motion. Side by side, coming to the white flag. How much better can it get? Well, here's how it can all go downhill. Just barely not clear for Garcia. And watch this. DeLolo comes back down in front of Martinez to get to pit road, letting the 3 behind her get by. So your top 3 for this restart will be Lexi Herman, Kyler Sestrai, the 54 of Anthony McClure. And that was coming to the white. Man. All right. We'll see how this one shakes out. A few drivers who haven't been at the front all day will be contending for this win. All right, the All-Star Race, that was going to originally be 41 laps long, has been extended to 46 and possibly even more if we get another accident. And leading now is the 53 of Lexi Herman. Another no sport driver, but Aiden Smith probably not happy regardless, as now the 29 is out of the race as well as the 31. Doesn't look like anyone else is from failures under caution, but running second is Kyler Sestrai, and what a story this is. I want to say he was one of the last ones in his duel, maybe even last in his duel, and now he is up contending for this win. In third, it is Anthony McClure. He was involved in that wreck earlier. Same with Martinez, Hunter, Teague, the 25 of Cologne, and Victor Nunez. Green flag is back out. 2 laps to go in the All-Star race. Great jump for Herman. And I think the deciding factor here is whether or not anyone back here battled for position. Here comes the 54. Now can Sestrai make a move to the middle? He'll try it. To the inside through 3 and 4. Side by side, coming to the white. We'll make it green this time. 1 lap to go in the All-Star race. Here's a 28. Lurking if something happens. 42 shoves the 53 up the hill. Here comes Martinez now. Down the back, side by side. What will Martinez do to win this race? Slides up into the 42. Slamming doors to the line. It will be a 3-wide battle, and they wreck! It was the 42! I believe the 42 got it! Kyler Sestrai across the line, spinning out. We did not take the, complete. Unreal. Have you not seen that ever? Coming to the line. Oh my goodness. Oh. And that's why this race is at Chicagoland for all the marbles. Oh my goodness. A 3-wide fight for the lead ends in calamity. And in the end, Kyler Sestrai in the 42 ends up getting the win. Just stunned. I saw he had the run on the outside, but I didn't think he was going to complete the race sideways. So close for the 28 of Kirsten Martinez. She'll have to settle for second again. But we're going to Atlanta next. Almost won that race last season. Hopefully she can get herself a points win. And someone who made it interesting at the end, Lexi Herman, gets third in this whole ordeal. Anthony McClure also close after a night full of turmoil, gets fourth. And Evan Hunter, fifth. 6th place, Colin Teague. 7th place, Stephen Cologne. 8th place, last in the race, Victor Nunez. Just couldn't get that car going on restarts. Oh my gosh. Chloe. So, your winner here in the All-Star race, Kyler Sestrai, the winner of the second All-Star race at Chicagoland, and in quite possibly the greatest finish in GAMERNR, the greatest finish I probably seen ever. And, wow. It's for a non-points race. That's what these guys will do to get all the glory in an exhibition race. And if you like that, we're adding another one next year with New Smyrna before the season starts. So that race had a point state this year. It's been relegated to the non-points venue before the season starts. But we got to give a shout out to the guys also out of the race who put on a good show. DeLillo and the 31 of Hector Garcia, they were 9th and 10th. They were the strongest all day. They were there at the end. Just out of it at the last minute. Nathan Stapleton was involved in an accident, got put back there, and just compounded when the 25 came up. Saved it, but in front of his nose. Roger Ray, I want to say that would have been under caution. Again, that valve issue. Unfortunate end for the race for him. He was one of the strongest cars tonight. The 63 and 45 out before they could really have a say in this race. But man, that one completely trumps last year, which was a runaway from Stephen Colon after getting into the 31 of Hector Garcia, and so close, but yet so far for the driver of the 31, 2 years in a row. And it was Mathis Wells making a late charge there last season, but fairly spread out there at that event. You could not say the same for this one. These guys, they know what's on the line, and if there's any race that's going to be like that, it's got to be the All-Star race, the one that's for really no points. And we'll see. We'll hope that these guys collect themselves and get ready for Atlanta without any hard feelings. Because you would hate to see a wreckfest at that place. Race we only saw one caution in 2 combined races. But Chicagoland Speedway, for sure, put on a show and has probably cemented its place as the All-Star Race venue for seasons to come. So congrats to Carlos Estrada, winning it at the line sideways in an unreal finish, unforeseen, unprecedented. There's not much you could say that could describe how fun that was. Maybe not for the teams who will have to pay for the damages, but for the fans for sure. But for now, thank you for watching the GAMERNR Sportsman series. We'll see you next time.